If you need small space abundance, grow greens. So today I'm harvesting out lettuce, Swiss chard, and a little bit of kale. Welcome to Planting Joy Garden. I don't think there's anything more abundant to grow in a small space than things like lettuce. They have a very small root system. They're ready for harvest in as little as 40 to 70 days. They're also a wonderful cut and come again. Lettuce is cut and come again. Swiss chard is cut and come again. Your turnip greens, things like kale. So isn't this just beautiful? So things like mustard greens, turnip greens, collard greens, all of those can be ready from seed to harvest in as little as 50 to 70 days. Those things tend to be ready in about closer to the 50-day mark. So if you want great harvest, and we're talking pounds per square feet, what I'm harvesting right now is some black seeded Simpson lettuce. Now this is more lettuce than a family could eat in a week. So with the holiday coming up, I can do a large salad for my extended family. So this is the lettuce. I think what I'll do is just chop it down. So I'll have enough for my celebration for the holidays, and I'll have enough to share with other households. And I will weigh this to give you a total. Lettuce guarantees a very fast turnaround. So this is what we have so far. And you can see the size of my pan. This is quite a bit. And there is more for me to harvest. So I've harvested out the lettuce. I have more growing. And when you look down here, I have kale. I also have some lovely turnip greens coming in. And so let's take a look over here. I also have some mustard and spinach. So I'll be harvesting out the spinach today for several reasons. Okay, so I will be harvesting out the spinach. Baby spinach have these lovely rounded leaves, but as it matures and when you start to see that the shape, particularly with Bloomsdale, if you see that it becomes more like an arrow, it means that it is mature and it could possibly bolt on you. So we're going to harvest this out now. It also will become elongated in the center. So we'll be harvesting. So this one is just about ready to bolt here, as you can see. It's just about ready to bolt. So I'll just be these down. So this is what we have. Spinach is another one that will provide you with small space abundance, particularly if you sow it real densely and if you use the cut and come again method. So I'm going to harvest all of this. Now I can use this spinach for salads. I can add it to my soups. I can add it to my stir fries. But I do want to remove it. We are going into the month of June. As we enter the month of June, I want to clear out space so I can do some warm season vegetables. I would like to grow my green beans here, my bush beans. And so by clearing out the spinach, the weather is going to change. It's going to start to get too warm for spinach. And by clearing it out, it allows me to do some succession sowing, which means I could potentially sow more spinach. because I still have some cool days, but I would prefer to just move on to the next crop. So I will be amending this space and sowing bush beans in this area. And so spinach is another option for small space abundance. Okay. So let me get you a little closer here. So I want to get as many of these nice leaves out as possible. And like most leafy greens, except for lettuce, they blanch and freeze extremely well. And here's a look at my spinach harvest. This is an amazing harvest. So here is my spinach harvest. Some of this will be sauteed tonight with dinner, and some of it will be added to a salad for later use. I also have some Swiss chard that's ready to be harvested, and I'm going to add it to the saute. So I have a couple of these really large leaves here. This is the Ford Hook Swiss chard. It's very mature. So it just makes sense for me to just grab some of these really large leaves. Try to cut it down from the base. Okay. So these are some nice sized leaves that I can add in with my sauteed spinach. Very nice. So let's add it to the spinach. Since I'm harvesting, I think I will get some onions. I'm just going to trim these so I can add them. They're kind of in my way, so I'm just going to trim them so I can add it to my saute. Every time I walk past, they tickle me. And this is not going to hurt the plant. It'll just grow more leaves, but it'll help to minimize some of the damage. And that's plenty left for photosynthesis, especially if they're already bent. It only makes sense. Oh, and they smell amazing. Okay, so now I have some green onions that I can add to my stir fry. So this small garden, these small spaces provide me with an abundance of a harvest. So I will weigh these and let you know how much I've harvested today. So Swiss chard and spinach in roughly 2 square feet. And today's lettuce came from one tier of my green stock, and this is the small leaf pocket. And this is my harvest today. Absolutely wonderful. And as I mentioned, I will be posting the weight so that you can see how much I harvested in just one day in my small garden. So if you truly are looking for small space abundance, leafy greens is the way to go. So leafy greens is perfect for those small gardens. If you want continuous harvest and abundance, grow those leafy greens. And there's actually a leafy green that can be grown at any time of the year. You have your cool weather greens, you have your warm weather greens, which for me, collards and mustards need warmer weather than what I typically will have. And then you have your extreme cold weather greens. So there's a green that can be grown at any time of the year. So if anything has been helpful, please hit that like, subscribe. I welcome your comments, and I would love to know, what are you growing in your small space garden? Thank you for watching, and have an amazing day.